Hey you guys, come Saturday. Today's video, what I want to go over was something I like to call, keeping the action downstairs. Okay. Now what that means is, you want to make sure that your body's rooted, okay, and connected properly. And when you move, your prime mover, your main engine is going to be your hips and legs. Okay. And with that is also your elbows, how they're kind of joined with your hips and legs, okay? They work together, okay? Now, in the video, I cut my legs off here because I want to focus a bit more on the upper body today because that's where tension generally tends to be. People tend to tense up their shoulders and their hands and this. So I just want to kind of focus on that, okay? But the action initiates with the lower body, okay? Now, my friend Shen Thomas, he posted a video earlier this week, and he was explaining how a lot of people who try to teach Wing Chun are frauds because they don't have the correct energy. You know, they're so tense, they're so stiff, and it proves that they don't understand the principles of the internal arts. Okay, so when you look at internal arts, what is it that makes an art internal? It's being able to connect and it's being able to connect the body and coordinate it with the breathing. Okay, and when you do that correctly, okay, and when you understand the concepts of yielding with force rather than just hard energy and things, okay, that is essentially what makes an art internal and the difference between that and external art. Okay. Now that being said, though, any art, including a so-called external art, can be made internal if you apply internal principles to it. Okay. So it's not as cut and dry as that, but that's essentially it, though. Okay. Being able to connect the body. Uh, with the elbows to the hips, we sometimes refer to the three harmonies in this is from Xing Yi, but it applies to all internal arts. Okay, the three harmonies meaning the shoulder to the hip, the elbow to the knee, and the hand to the foot. So everything will move in unison. When I move my hips here, my elbow is joined to it. It's almost like I have a string here or a metal bar, and I can't move without it. Okay, and that is basically a big part of how you develop the main method of how you develop the relaxed power. Okay, now I've seen these videos. I see these guys are so stiff, you know, and, right, and this is completely the wrong energy. However, if you were to do that, and you were to use the hips as well, then it's good. The energy will be correct because the hips join the elbow join with the hips, keeping the energy down low. You're going to prevent this kind of bunching up with the shoulders, this overly tensing of the hands. So here, if I'm doing this is called a gansao, high gansao. But if I'm doing it here, okay, everything's joined together because I'm keeping the action down low. I'm connecting the elbows and hips together, boom, 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 and then something comes in, I can respond to it, okay, because I'm not so tense. All right. So there's a couple of drills I want to go over that can help to develop that. All right, and again, okay, this is the key to developing this kind of relaxed power. And when I see some of these demos of these guys doing this, I wonder, have they ever taken a proper Wing Chun lesson in their life? Because if you had, how could you be so stiff like that? Okay, I would imagine you would have seen that the first week, the first couple of weeks you've been in class, and you would have understood some of these concepts. I mean, how can you be an instructor and not understand these things? It's ridiculous. They're clearly frauds. Okay, they probably watch videos or whatever, but never work with a real instructor so they can actually, you know, develop these drills, okay? And even though I work with a number of people online, whatever, you know, they still have the correct energy, because if you understand these concepts, then it'll work, okay? So the first drill is just that, the shifting, okay? So again, I want to focus on the upper body, but you know, you will drop your legs, opening your stance. Now I've done this. I've opened the stance many times in the past, so you can look at other videos for that. But you know, I'm dropping down here. My heels go out, my toes go out, and then my heels go out again. So my knees are pointing inwards towards each other to the tip of an imaginary triangle. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just hands, or just come forward like that. Now this is called zhong sao. Zhong is like a big wooden stake. This is called a mukjong. Okay, so it's like a wooden dummy, a wooden man. Okay, it goes in the ground. The first mukjongs were obviously trees. Okay, but then they developed this type of mukjong, which can be put into apartments and houses and things like that. Okay, so here, so again, drop the body, root the body, sink, out, out, out. Then zhong sao comes out. Okay, and when you're doing this, again, remember the 3 harmonies. Okay, hand to foot, elbow to knee, shoulder to hip. So everything moves together. Keeping the action down low. Okay, keeping it low. Okay. I could probably make a dirty joke about that, but I'm not going to. Okay. And just so really focus, and you can do this, you know, thousands of times, whatever, you know, but not all at once. Okay, but do it enough so that you really get this feeling. Okay, so everything is joined together. So this will also prevent the elbow flying out. Okay, this one of the worst things that people do is that they're going to turn the punch over. They turn it over way early like this, and of course there's no body structure here at all. It's garbage. Okay, but if you understand the 3 harmonies, right, you've done that, then when I punch forward, I'm only going to turn it at the last second. See, it's almost extended all the way. And then, see, instead of this, okay, it comes out like a piston, okay. See, so that's how you would, you know, that's the way that you would apply these things, okay. And even though, you know, and so people look at that and they think, oh, you have to be so tense and clench with a fist and the shoulders all by themselves. No. You understand correctly. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. The elbows are nice and relaxed. They're in, tucked in, okay, to guard your ribs, but they're nice and relaxed, okay. And when I come in, okay, I'm still keeping the energy low on the legs, hips, bang, bang, right. And that's, you know, and so this energy, you will see it in boxing as well. You will see it in other arts too. Okay, and that's the thing. It's so important. Okay, okay. So that's the first drill, the shifting with the zhong sao. Okay, the second one. Now you need some resistance cables for these. Okay, now I have a long set here. I'm gonna wrap it around my torso here. Okay, and what I'm gonna do here, it's kind of similar. All right, but what's happening now is my hand is going to be turned into a tan sao. A tan sao, also known as beggar's hand, okay? And this is like a spreading, like a wedging, a spreading hand, okay? So, you know, if I want to come in and something's in the way, I want to wedge my way in, right? Whoa, right? So here, okay. So that's how you use a tan sao. And by using the resistance cables, you can feel if your elbows are in the correct position, okay? Someone comes in, that's kind of how you would use it, okay? Spreading hand here. But you don't want to go out so far like that, like this, okay? You want to go, it's still going forward, slightly to the side to clear the room for this hand to come in, just punch, and then keeping everything tight. But again, action's low. Keep the action low, right? So you're not so intense. So my hands, I don't have to clench them. Like I just hold them open like that, right? And I can, but you don't have to. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is gonna do the same thing. Okay. But now let's go do a tan sao. Over and over again. Okay. So this way the elbow is down a bit more than the other one, and I'm making a focus to really get in the center. The other Zhong Sao was the Zhong Sao, the exercise we did before this. The hand was more like in this position. Now it's like in that position. So it's just a little bit further down. And what you want to do on this exercise is you want to focus on this outer edge of the forearm here and really get that in center. So what's going to happen is that your forearm will graze your rib cage. And again, what have we been saying all video? Keeping the action down low, the hips, the elbow and hips. I'm not thinking anything about here. I'm thinking only down here. That's what's driving me. I'm doing that correctly. By keeping that, you will have what we call the heavy elbow, all right? And you're going to prevent that upper body tension, this kind of thing, okay? Right here, and just keeping the action down low, okay? You can also do it stationary. We can just do it here. This is practicing the first form of the Silam Tao when you just when you just very, very slowly and Silam Tao, practice it there, and then you do the Hyun Sa. It's hard to do a Hyun Sa with this, but how you would do it is here, right, and then okay, yeah, okay, and that's how you do it. But it's kind of very hard to do it with this thing around my wrist, okay. But that's the idea, though. Okay, here, okay, and then the third step, the final step, is that whether it's the Zhong Sao or whether it's the Tan Sao, because really it's kind of it's only a slight position change in the hand position which actually makes a difference. So it's not really, it's almost the same thing really. It's very similar, but it helps to make that distinction just so that the Tan Sao, you understand that it grazes the arm a bit more than the other one did. Okay, it grazes your ribs a bit more than the other one did. And the last step here is to step with it. Okay, so I can either be in the same lead and just bring it in, step, bring it in, step, bring it in, step. So now I'm feeling how to connect it as I'm moving. I'm not allowing myself to collapse like so much of that, right? A little bit. Again, I'm training that connection, that 3-harmony connection, and keeping the action down low with the hips and how the elbows join the knees and the shoulder with the hips. I'm keeping it down low, okay? And another way is to step through. So I'll step through, I'm going to step with my left leg, then step through with my right leg, then my left leg, and my right, and so on and so on, okay? You could do that with the opposite arm too. So I can step with my left leg, but I extend my right hand. See, so I'm almost like when you're walking, right? When you walk, opposite, right? Right? See, because there are times when you may want to strike with the rear hand first. Okay, that can be done as well. Okay, it's not only same side. It can be opposite sides too. Okay, that's the thing. So that's the first step. Okay, so the first one we had is just without any cables doing the Zhong Sao. Okay, we did it before. Then we have the Tan Sao coming in the shifting, right? Shifting, but really try and graze a rib cage. Okay, and like I said before, right? You know, you could just do all of these with the Zhong Sao if you want to, or all of these with the Tan Sao. I'm just showing you there's a slight difference in them, but it's a very small difference, okay? But the Tan Sao, but by having the hand completely turned up, it will allow you to feel that energy a bit more, and it will give you that grazing of the rib cage, okay? So that's the reason why I made that the differentiation, okay? And then the third step is the stepping, which can be done either same side, just backwards and forwards, stepping through, and through, or stepping with the opposite hand. Okay? All right. And you find that by doing these drills with the bands, after a while, you know, when that becomes easy, and you know, you forget you have the bands on, then when you do the regular drills, so your hands just kind of fly out. It's good, right? And the thing is that it's much better than having a dumbbell or the iron rings like they do traditionally, because if you have iron rings or dumbbell, you're constantly fighting that upward pressure, because that upper weight, because gravity goes down, right? It's pulling you down. You have to go upwards and forwards. With the cables, it's only going forward. I mean, the resistance is only going forward, which is exactly the way you want to be. But again, what's the mantra for the day? Keep the energy low. Okay? All right, so there's a video for the day. Any questions, as always, let me know, and see you soon.